What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about AMC, GME as well as the overall broader market, and after that we're going to check the options flow for all three of them. So today AMC was down 4.53% for the day. It had a high of $15.68. The average volume on AMC is around 41.09 million, but today's volume was around 35.24 million, which is definitely slight bit lower than the average volume, and the volume is definitely going down significantly slowly day by day, but the stock price is not fluctuating too much towards the downside. Now the overall market is waiting for a supreme upside. If there is some sort of a rally that comes in for 2 or 3 days or for a week, then we can see some sort of a upward momentum coming in AMC as well as GME. Rationally speaking, there is no good news out there which can create some sort of a upward momentum, but by looking at the option flow in the SPY, I can tell you very confidently there are a lot of individuals, those who are buying some call options in the SPY, which means the SPY is going to go up from here onwards. Now let's come over to the GameStop first. Now GameStop was down for 3.60% for the day. It had a high of $151.95. So this morning it almost touched a peak, which was $151.95. The average volume on GameStop is around 3.44 million, but today's volume was around 5.23 million. The volume is definitely over the average volume that comes in GameStop. The investors are still very interested in buying the stock, and the kind of movement that we are having in GameStop, that is completely unrealistic. We had a pretty big push to the upside this morning, and then after that the stock price went down almost 3.60% at the end of the day. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now let's come over to the SPY. Now SPY was down for 0.24% for the day. It had a high of $379.05. Now at the market open, we were in deep red. Again, this is the same cycle which is repeating from last couple of weeks. We go down significantly in the pre-market, and as the market open we bounce back to the upside, which is indicating there is a very strong resistance around $372 and 375. Every time when we go to that point we bounce back, and the SPY is completely rejecting the downside from there onwards. Even though we have pretty bad news all over the market, the inflation came in 9.1%, and today even the PPI wasn't good. It was also pretty bad. It was higher than what we were estimating. Still, the market bounced back from 372. There is no downside that is coming in the SPY. Usually on these kind of a bad news, market goes down quite a bit, but the market is not going down that bad the way it should be. Now let's come over to the options for the AMC. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now these whales were buying call options over here on the AMC today. This individual was buying a $20 call option that's going to expire in 63 days, and he's buying 5,000 contract, and he's paying $850,000 for it, and he's extremely bullish that the AMC is going to go up from here onwards. Now the kind of reaction that we have been seeing in the SPY, it has been bouncing off from 372. That's what I'm expecting, that we might have found a bottom which might create some sort of upward momentum into the overall broader market, which can push along AMC as well as GME to the upside just for a short term. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit and see what exactly the mini whales and the retail are doing, now majority of them are again onto the upside, and they're buying these call options, and they're betting that the AMC is going to go up from here onwards. Now this kind of a option flow that I'm looking at right now, I haven't seen it in a very long time. It seems to be like pretty promising towards the upside. A lot of individuals are betting that the AMC will keep going up from here onwards. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out, but it seems to be a very positive sentiment that is coming towards the AMC right now. Now let's come over to the options for the GameStop. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now majority of the whales are onto the downside. Now they are buying this put option on GameStop and betting that the GameStop is going to go down from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit more further and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, now majority of them are again onto the downside, and they are betting quite a bit of put options onto GameStop, and they are betting that the GameStop will keep going down from here onwards. Now there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the GameStop, but the kind of movement that we had in the GameStop today, it went up to 351 and then it went back down to 136. It's pretty suspicious, and it was very volatile. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now let's come over to the options flow for the SPY. Now I have increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now majority of them are again onto the downside. As we can see over here, put to call ratio 62.9% is the put side, 37.1 is the call side. The volume is definitely higher onto the put side, and the premium are also pretty fancy on the put side. Now, but by looking at the option pool, there were few trades that came in which were a little bit suspicious. Now, this is a cross trade. That means a lot of individuals are betting $430 call options from different brokers, and they are all betting to the upside for this SPY from here onwards. Now, the kind of call buying that we have been seeing from last couple of weeks on the SPY, and the SPY is constantly bouncing back up from 372. It indicates that we might have found a bottom, and we might have a short-lived rally coming into the overall broader market, but we will never know. There is no indication, there is no gap in the charts of SPY which can indicate some sort of a upward or downward momentum coming into the SPY. But I can tell you a lot of individuals are still betting to the downside, but there are quite a bit of call buying that is also happening in the SPY after a very long time. Usually the option flow was just completely towards the downside, but now the option flow has definitely changed. A lot of individuals are betting towards the upside for this SPY, as we have been seeing a pretty strong resistance at 372 and 370 in the SPY, and then every time the SPY goes down to those levels, it bounces back up. So we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now, when I bring down the premium a little bit and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, now these $358 put option that came in the line after market indicates that they are betting that the SPY is going to go down from here onwards, and they're betting quite a bit of money into it, and they're buying a lot of put options which indicate that the SPY is going to go down from here onwards. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now, what I personally believe is that we might have some sort of a rally towards the upside, but you never know, we might have some bad news out there which is going to be coming out pretty soon. Now, there are a lot of major events that's happening from next week onwards. We have big tech earnings coming out. We have the earnings of Tesla, we have the earnings of Netflix. Now, whatever they're going to announce, that's going to create some sort of a significant downtrend or uptrend into the overall broader market. But usually what we are expecting out of the earnings which is coming out so far today, we had the bank earnings, and we can see in the JP Morgan Chase earnings that they had a lot of money that they lost, which is not at all a good sentiment for the overall broader market. Now, each and every company that is coming out, they are announcing something which is negative for the market, that they are laying off some people or they are canceling their buyback program, which is not at all a good news for the overall broader market. A lot of companies are in fear and they have started feeling the pressure towards the downside. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the SPY. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.